Hello viewers, welcome back to Al-Asad. This is Frank Perrin, and today we're going to be discussing something a little bit unrelated to weapons and armor, and dive a little bit more into something more culturally related, but something that's still important nonetheless. Now, something else on this channel that a few of the members, of this channel often do is actually living history. We try to stray away from the term reenactment because reenactment tends to convey this idea that everything needs to be 1,000% accurate, whereas opposed to living history kind of gives this idea of just trying to do your best to present to the public an overall image or idea of how people lived in the past. And today I want to talk about tying turbans, specifically how they're tied in different kinds of manuscripts or paintings that you might see. And I want to talk about two styles to begin with. But first, a little bit of a disclaimer on any religious connotation that might go with this. All right, so first and foremost, I am very much aware that in certain traditions of religious practices, like in Sikhism, different turban colors represent different things. From what I am aware of, I don't believe that there's any particular modern taboo or particular connotations of colors for turbans and Muslims. If I am wrong, I sincerely apologize, and please feel free to let me know in the comments below. But regardless, this video is not meant to really focus on the colors and the meanings of these turbans, or rather simply how to tie them if you are interested in doing this for a character that you might portray in reenactment or living history. All right, so the first tie that I'm going to show you here, I've actually got a swivel chair to show you how to do this, is actually going to be what I call the Persian turban tie. It's only because this is the way that I'm accustomed to seeing them done in a lot of Persian miniatures. So first, I'm just going to tie my hair up. You can often use a turban cap, but I don't like to use those. I prefer to just put my hair up in a bun. It's more comfortable, and I think it stays better that way. But when you do what's the Persian tie, the way that I like to do this is I will take probably about a foot of cloth in one hand at the end, and then I tie it and I make a knot just like that. Now you can tie it higher or lower depending on how much extra cloth you want on the tail. So then what I will do after that is decide which side I want my tail hanging on. I usually prefer my left. So you lay it on your head and you drip the cloth down to the left side. And then I will usually pull it into some shape of, pull it into a twist on the side like this. And then I cover as much hair as I can in the back. And then you will hold the twist in the front, and then you just proceed to wrap the rest of your cloth around your head, as many times as you need to. And as you can see, I'm wrapping all the way around. And a trick to this is that you want to keep it tighter as you go, wrapping around, pulling it, keeping it taut. Tucking the front, that's going to want to come out quite a bit. And then you take the other side and you tuck it in up top. And you get that classical turban look. Now, this cloth is about 9 feet of cloth. I want you to remember that when you're getting the cloth that you need, that's going to dictate the look, the bulk, the look and the bulk that you're going to have. So this gives you that really like nice bulky turban look with lots of layers. And this is about 9 feet of cloth, and that's what I use to achieve this look. And this is a very fine turban cloth known as mamul, and you can get it. I got this from GoSikh.com. They generally supply turbans for Sikhs, but that's not to say that they're not gracious enough to let people use it for other reasons. They know that I do this for reenactment, but they've been very good, and they're really great at supplying any kind of turban that you need. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the second style of wrap that I know how to do. All right, so this next style of wrap is either, I like to call the Moroccan or the Amazigh style. Now, for those who may not know, or don't know me in real life, I actually have Amazigh ancestry, and a few years ago I went to Morocco and I actually learned how to tie this style of turban correctly. Now, this is the turban style that you probably mostly will associate with what you see in like North Africa. Maybe the style worn by the Bedouins. You're thinking about the highly nomadic peoples who spend a lot of time traversing the desert. And this is the one that a lot of people have a hard time doing, so I hope this helps you out a little bit. So the way that I was taught to do this is you take your cloth, still about 9 feet, and you leave it untied. And you get about probably however long you want to lay down off of your head. It's kind of asymmetrical in the way that it lays. You're going to want to create like this hood look over your head. I'm leaving about a foot and a half on this side. But this is actually going to wind up serving as your veil. Eventually, that's what this is going to be, is your veil. So just kind of figure out how much you want for your veil. So it sits over your head like a hood. And then the longer part of your turban cloth actually goes under the shorter part. And that's actually what ultimately provides the protection for the back of your neck and the front. And then you bring that over, you bring that behind and wrap it around your neck. And now, this part can get a little tricky. You got to be a little more hands-on with this. But this next part, then, you take the longer cloth and you bring it up on your head, and then you lay it right over the cloth that's on your forehead. And then, like the other style, you guessed it, you just take it and wrap it around. But don't forget, this side, you're going to want to tug this cloth down to keep the hood where it needs to be. So now you keep wrapping and keep wrapping tightly. Keep wrapping and keep wrapping until you can tuck this in the back or the side nice and tight. And there you have more of that nomadic turban look. So this is a really effective turban. I've actually worn this style a lot, even just reenacting in the Northeast. I know it doesn't get that cold or that warm up here in the Northeast, but it still gets really sunny, and it's a great style to have when you're at a Renaissance fair and you need to keep yourself cool. So this little bit of cloth here actually is then, like I said, what comes across, and then you can tuck that right up here into the top of the turban. Put it underneath your kaftan or your robe, and there you go. You're nice and protected, and it looks pretty stylish as well. You can take this on and off, and then you have a nice presenting turban. So there you go. Those are just two quick ways to wrap a turban, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to rewind this, recheck the video. If you need a step-by-step, reach out. I can send you some pictures, and I can provide you with some more pictorial ways of wrapping this turban. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time on Bayat Al-Asad, the House of the Lion. Thank you.